So anyway, I was making these things with Fear and Freddy, and so it's Fear and Freddy, and I was reading with spirituality through imperfections that I discovered like in 1999 through recovery. At one point, we all have these imperfections and everything. Anyway, I had to pull mine out, and I've had the book like I don't know how many times, and anytime I'm in recovery or whatever. It's a great book. I love the book. It's a collection of stories, from the Desert Fathers and rabbis, Jesus, Moses, Bible, everything. But anyway, I pulled Fear and Freddy out, and I'm going to with my imperfections and stuff that I had, and I had fear about doing this. I've never done a video thing. Well, this was supposed to be. Anyway, that's Fear and Freddy, and this is Peanut, and I'll tell you what Peanut is in a minute. But I had declared on the 24th, and I haven't said anything. Nicole Buglino Day. I think it's Buglino. Anyway, she's from Jersey Shore, and she's so I don't know the Buglinos. She's one of the Jersey Shore people up in Jersey or whatever. But yesterday was the new moon, and so I named it the Buglino Day, Nicole Buglino. But anyway, I was coming out when I was coming out to Oregon. I was coming out to. I still had my apartment there in Reno and everything, but I was coming out to trim, and I had I left with this chick, and I had 2 ounces of methamphetamine with me, and she was driving, and I didn't like how she was driving, so and I drive better when I'm drinking it on drugs. So and I didn't want to, man, I have enough to go to prison for a long time or whatever. So anyway, sharing a bottle of vodka, and I remember going out through Donner Pass at like, 90-some miles an hour or whatever. And I had my spiritual experience, this time, directly, Bill and Bob, Bill, come on, Bob. Bill, Bob, Bill got his directly, when he got sober, and boom, he was, because, and Bob got his through, Bill, Bob got his through a process that you get through the steps, psyche change, that you get, and it's not but I had the opportunity to have a direct experience, and I'm laughing about it right now because, and I was in Salem, Oregon, and anyway, I'm trying to write that down in a form thing or whatever, but that's not what I was, and what I'm doing with KSAT and it's like that. But anyway, it's Nicole says, my dad already started a family with my mom at 18 years old. He joined the Navy and went to Penn State afterwards. He got an electrical engineering degree. He was so smart. He had struggles just like everyone else, and he already had 4 children at 29 years old and supported each one of us. Worked so hard all his life to provide for all of us. My brother was only 26, and he just started his life. This piece of shit that killed him and my brother is 41 years old. Had a past criminal record for drugs. Why was he not still in jail? Why is our law system so flawed, allowing those low lives to kill innocent, hardworking people? He already had a second chance to change. We hear these horrible tragedies every day, and I have seen them in the trauma hospital I worked at and cried at night for these families, and still nothing is done. Why couldn't he go down that 80-foot embankment instead of my family? I know my dad tried so hard to avoid being hit. He was always a cautious driver and had a long commute to and from work all his life. Just why? Still feels like June 29th when I felt like I was going to pass out after hearing this horrible news and having to tell my poor mom, who was in shock in the hospital bed, who remembers every roll they went down and being so alone in water in the dark, even though we already knew. Why does my family have to suffer like this? Because of this low life. My dad was going to retire. He just, and a few more years couldn't wait. My brother was just 26. He was not there. It was not their time to go. These alcoholics and druggies that are impaired while driving should all get the death penalty. How many warnings are they allowed to have? And then she wrote this really beautiful poem, whatever you want to call it. Maybe in another life I could find you there, pulled away before your time. I can't deal. It's so unfair, and it feels like heaven's so far away, and it feels like the world has grown cold now that you've gone away, leaving flowers on your grave. Show that I still care. Black roses and Hail Marys can't bring back what's taken from me. I reach to the sky and call out your name, and if I could trade, I would. And it feels like heaven's so far away, and it stings. Yeah, it stings now. The world is so cold now that you've gone away. That was cool. Like I said, I made was the new moon, and I made it Buglino Day. Buglino Day, you know. There's a whole bunch of Buglinos up in New Jersey or whatever, and her dad and her brother, and I plan on I never plan to go to New Jersey. The other side, and once we start getting connected to the universe and we pay attention to things, I think and things are set up in that way, you know. So yeah. And then so I named this little guy, this is Praying Peanut that I got, and it's never gone and never forgotten, because they're on the other side, and we're here learning our lessons, doing what we're doing, and they're over there creating and stuff, and we're just hurting by struggling and not being able to move on in this life for whatever. The fours are for the Four Noble Truths, and so suffering and all that. So and the coin another vet gave to me, and it's Veterans in Recovery, and it says I come home with hope, worked and learned. I have a new life, a life that I've earned. And so he's a nice fellow squid like me, and so I'll be running this month. You know, it's try to help you to heal, you know, and I mean, whatever you put up into the universe, you get back down to the universe, and it's like that. So I was working on Ben Franklin's 13 Virtues, and accepting was what I was working on last week. I'm going to be working on forgiveness this week because of that, and to be praying and meditate, and sending the Buggalinos, the Wap Guineas in New Jersey, peace and loving vibes, and trying to raise that. And I have a special thing I'm doing with the coin, and so, and then, you know, the new moon, with the new moon, and I plan on a thing that I got that I'm calling Ruth spot, that me and my grandma came up with, because I have lunch with my grandma that's passed away couple years back, and my grandpa's getting ready to kick the bucket, or should be. He's 90. He was born in 1930. So I'm looking forward to him getting over there so I can talk to him. No, my grandma's gonna be there, bringing him through. I mean, it's all good. But yeah, anyway, I go down to the Korean War Memorial's Veteran, and there's just beautiful trees and stuff that's over there. That's so I got to do Nicole and Ruth's place, and and Nick and her brother and Nick are going underneath the board underneath that, and I haven't moved the rest with like the Davisons, with Michelle Davison and them. I was gonna make a video and call them and or whatever, because Michelle's the one that I want to help. I want to be in charge of the fund and everything. And I was going back over and looking through the video, because Joanne, I don't know, their friend or whatever, but Joanne's daughter Jessica got hit and killed by a drunk driver, 2011 or like that. But I don't know. They're in my prayers and stuff. And Jessica, I'll be doing the run from Seattle victim impact to Boise, Idaho's victim impact. So those miles from there, I'm dedicating those clean and sober miles that I'm dedicating from that victim impact to that victim impact is there, and hopefully I'll have like Joanne's story on and stuff that was meant to be, collections of stories, and then with Dizzy Duck coming out, and then their law group, Davison Law Group, I haven't sent them nothing or anything that, but ever since I started this thing, and I was the first day going up on the board, and I was looking at things, what I was doing, and then all these lawyers kept popping up, because I was looking up, MAD and all this, and then this, Davison Law Group comes up, and I'm about ready to put the, through my phone or whatever, but, and then it said vice president of, her, his wife or whatever, and then so that started, and and Chris Davis in the Davis Law Group up there in Seattle. Chris Davis, he's an advocate. He's an advocate for pit bulls, which is pit bulls are, they're the best breed of dog. I don't know. I love pit bulls. I like dogs, but yeah. So he's an advocate. So that's really good. But anyway, I got off topic. But yeah, anyway, it's going under my roof spot, and then the other one, because of what Case had and what I'm doing, is I'm putting up there. But see, this was supposed to be a thing that I was gonna send to, or someday or whatever, because that's what I'm gonna be doing this month until the new moon is trying to. Old Buglino up there. Anyway, in New Jersey. So I go back over, but I wanted to show, because this is her when she was a little girl and her dad, Nick. So, I don't know. So, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to help her heal, and so I'll be burning that because may Nicole forgive, and I have other personal things on there that I'm going to do and burn for the full moon. And I mean, things are coming back around, because I back in Reno, I'm holding my priestess again, so that sounds weird, but no, I took this first circle magic class back in and stuff, and it's where I connected pretty strongly with my spirit guide. One of my spirit guides is my grandpa that passed, you know, that tried to shoot my dad. So, you know, and he's there, and things of like when I was younger, you know, and connect over on the other side, you know, which this is Tiger's Eye, which is it's for courage, and it's a really important stone for me anyway, and there's reasons why, you know, and he comes at me with Tiger's Eye, but anyway, I'm there in Reno, and I'll tell myself that story sometime and put it on here, because the things now I got all these videos, and they're like, and I've never done one, and I don't look at them. It started to be just a video diary thing, but the collection to go around the country. Anyway, so I'll be burning that there to, and you know, the purposeful intention, ask for it, affirm it, and act as if you have it. See, and then that's what I was doing with the accepting and stuff with the 13 virtues that I was doing. I was going to do Ben Franklin's 13 virtues because he did 13. So you asked for it, I asked to be accepting, and then I affirmed it, and then you act as if you have it and you're accepting, and then some other things to go through. But I was going to, because I'll get to here in a minute, but Meredith, but this is, where did I put it? You know, because, you know, as no, father and brother, they passed and stuff, and Nick was a Navy vet and stuff, so, you know, I'm gonna, oh yeah, they buy this, wow, right on. I made it to the, you know, to the Jersey Shore. WAP's up there, and Guinea's up there. No. So I probably won't even put this one on there. But it says, it's forgiving is what I'm starting doing tomorrow with it. But, you know, the moon, 24th, so I gotta go like that up on the thing when it goes, because I'm not gonna splice this shit or anything like that. So, but anyway, forgiving, know how to let go. It may not like what happened, but it won't linger over it. Forgiving carries no baggage. It accepts what it is and releases the rest. It knows how to say it's done. Forgiving knows when the past is over. It's a handshake, a hug that invites the new and says goodbye to the old. So there's this really cool story. In June 1972, Fan Kim Puck was scorched by napalm that was dropped on her village in Vietnam. The image of her suffering was captured in a photo of Kim, who was stark naked and crying, fleeing the village along with other children after the attack. John Plummer was the pilot and the officer who ordered and carried out the attack. After he saw the photograph of Kim, he was devastated, tormented by guilt for more than 24 years. He lived with reoccurring nightmares about the incident. In 1996, Kim, who made it through the 17 operations she needed and then created a good life for herself, despite the scars and pain she carried with her from childhood, spoke one day at a Veterans Day observance in Washington, D.C. Plummer went to listen to her when Kim said in her speech that we cannot change history, but we should try to do good things for the present. Plummer decided to identify himself to her. When he did, she hugged him. Plummer sobbed and said to her, "I'm so sorry, I'm just so sorry." Kim said, "It's all right, I forgive you, I forgive." For some reason, most people like to carry around these old bags. They love gathering up old hurts and tucking them in next to disappointments and huge suitcases of anger, bitterness, and resentment. They lug around every day of their lives. You see, this part of the reason for the ride and going up, and I got a lot of mad booms, and To and whatever I'm trying to get over that hump of suffering, and to end suffering and stuff like that. Because I mean, to suffer, this life, it's this life. Deal with it. We gotta suffer. So to recognize that suffering and try to alleviate that suffering and stuff. So, but it's pretty cool. I think pretty cool story. But anyways, just. But and I got this stick because today was a weird day because I wake up in the day and I on my board, and that's number one thing is to do no harm. That I try to accomplish, do no harm to myself or to others, physically or mentally, and what I mean by myself, and I mean mentally, like because I'm constantly trying to change, or I put in pictures of other things, because this is an idiot mind. I'm in control of this. Nobody else is, and I'm not going to let anybody be in or whatever. And so, it's just gotta be. I don't like to look at it as being a warrior, but I got to me anyway, and that's changing my thinking process and stuff, and it gets easier with time and to release and. He's like that, like probably would have already hit you in the throat if you count to 10 or whatever, when he gets the things. So it's just the biggest gift we got in this life is breathing, man, and focusing on our breathing. And so instead of hitting somebody in their neck, not me, I'm a nice guy, but when you get anger or whatever, that's what I do anyway. I concentrate on my breath, and it brings me back, happy, healthy, spiritual. It's happy, healthy, spiritual. And so, yeah. But anyway, Peanut's named after her daughter, so it's Praying Peanut. And like the stuff with the Dougie Center and stuff that you see, I to get Freddie and stuff, I slept with him one night and whatever, and walked around with him because and so now with Freddie, and spirituality through imperfection, I was telling him about the book, boom, Freddie pops in when I have that fear, because I have social anxiety disorder. I'm shy, and I'm like whatever else, because I started using when I was like 11, and so yeah, and then when I'm not, and anyway, so and these sticks are Bible sticks that are pretty cool. That the chaplain was brought, but I put because Nicole Buglino, and April 26, 2019, Peanut. I think that was maybe this one April 26th, but I think that was her first communion. She got her first communion. But anyway, man, these are cool sticks. I remember when I first discovered Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is before I was traveling the panhandle of Florida with no shoes and just a towel, hitchhiking. But anyway, yeah, the cat, this Fresno bulldog Indian guy I knew or whatever. He turned me on to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when I was traveling around, and I introduced him to Coast to Coast. But it was a weird day today because I went down and I talked to my grandma over at the memorial, and then I came back up, and I was seeing if I could get some more of these sticks, because I got a thing that I'm doing, and I was gonna give them to people that are houseless, that or whatever, because. But anyway, it was a weird trip because I was walking back through the hospital, and then that now they're closed down. There's chaplains around. You can't get there now because they are. It's thinking about how the fear was, how and then it just got funny, man. Just walking because I was like, because I went over because and then I went in because I was gonna go to the hospice center, and see maybe if I could something over at the hospice center for that would come down and watch a movie with them or something. You know, get to know somebody that's getting ready to kick the bucket. That, don't have nobody or something. You know, because it always takes me back to this. You know, that I never want. That I knew this guy was dying of cirrhosis of the liver, and he was in a VA hospital, and his mom and our family or whatever just said, you know, just tell us when he's dead, or when he dies, or whatever, because you know, so whatever they all created there was, you know. But anyway, that's not what I was talking about. But yeah. So anyway, I was going over there, and then, you know, she was talking to the nurses at the front or whatever. So I had to make sure I put on some of the hand thing or whatever. I haven't done it because I've been watching the news, but I don't know. Just, you know, that's about my life. I wasn't intending on saying that. I'm pretty careful there. Hey, but hopefully Dizzy will be coming soon, and I'll, you know, keep talking to Fear and Freddy, and I'll actually make one, because I haven't showed any of these to anybody or anything. And hopefully I'll have one, you know, because I have ones on my board that I started, and my board's filling up, and the video I was making for the Davis Law Group and stuff that goes under my Ruth spot, you know, and stuff, which the other one is Elena Denise Skinner, the 314, 1964, 516 and 92, never gone, never forgotten, because, you know, but, and it was April Bentley. His dad and mom and sister were headed to the store, and a man crossed the center line, and her mom was killed, and the force said, "Oh my God," or whatever. But anyway, and her sister, she was 8, she was 6. So that's kind of what I was, you know, with KSAT and the group, and then group to be organization, and I'm trying to back up and down or whatever. So but they have another bond. So great spirit guides, thank you for guiding, giving strength, protection, and love. May we receive good energy from the universe and give good energy back to the universe. Create more smiles and frowns, more laughter and sadness, more love than hate. In Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha's name. Namaste.